What do you think of when you hear invasive species? Rabbits and cane toads in Australia? Mongooses in Hawaii? Lionfish in Florida? What do you think is the most invasive species of them all? You and me. Us humans have invaded all the continents on the planet, the bottom of the ocean, and even outer space. Invasive species such as these face no natural competition, and because of that, they overpopulate their environments, destroying them in the process. Invasive species, mostly humans, have led to the extinction of countless animals. Today, I'm going to talk about bringing them back. De-extinction is a no-brainer in my opinion, but not everyone shares that opinion, and that's okay. To hash out this debate, I'm going to need a debate partner, and because a huge part of de-extinction is cloning, I have decided to clone myself. Everyone, let's give a warm welcome to Nikolai.
I'm an abomination, I shouldn't
Look at him,
exist.
he's so cute. 5 seconds in this world and he's already having an existential crisis.
What is my purpose in life?
You exist to debate me.
No,
Yes,
I don't.
you do.
No.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes,
Nope.
look, you're doing it right now.
Okay, fine, good point.
Now that the introductions are out of the way, it's time to start the actual debate. Are you ready? Let's do this. Before we get into the pros and cons of de-extinction, we need to define it first. Encyclopedia Britannica defines de-extinction, also known as resurrection biology, as the process of resurrecting species that have either died out or gone extinct. May I interrupt? Well, you already did. Go ahead.
Why don't you tell the people at home how what you're talking about is done?
I was getting to that. The primary mechanism by which de-extinction is possible is cloning. In short, you're trying to play God. Cloning is not some divine mystery. It happens all the time. You have actually met some human clones. How dare you make assumptions about my personal life? How could you possibly know who I interact with? Because you and I are the same person. Good point, fine, you win this round. But who are these clones you claim we have met? Identical twins are actually clones of each other. They are the product of a fertilized egg dividing in the womb. Those two egg halves grow into two separate people that have identical genetics, thus making them clones of one another. Fine, but why should we play God and bring back extinct animals? Do you want a real-life Jurassic Park on your hands? Your ignorance in pushing this nonsensical idea will have great consequences. I wish I had a Jurassic Park on my hands, but that's a separate argument altogether. You're trying to make a moral argument with your accusations of playing God. I'll tell you what playing God is. Playing God is coming to an animal's environment where it has thrived for millions of years, and thanks to your deliberate actions, the animal is extinct after only a few decades. This has been the sad but true reality of the dodo bird, the woolly mammoth, the passenger pigeon, the Tasmanian tiger, and countless other species that us humans have driven to extinction. Now there is a real chance, thanks to cloning, that we can undo this damage our species has done. We have to at least give it a shot. That is a noble dream, but it's still a pipe dream. Cloning extinct animals is literally a work of fiction, and it doesn't end well. There's no way this could be done in reality. It's already been done, actually. Not this twin nonsense again. It is an entirely different thing to bring back an extinct animal for real. You gonna keep spouting nonsense, or are you gonna come up with some real proof? Okay. The Pyrenean ibex once roamed the Pyrenees Mountains between Spain and France in great numbers. These mountains are also the home of the ancestors of my family's puppy, Bosco. Hunting and habitat loss vastly decimated the population of the Pyrenean ibex. In the year 2000, a tree fell on the very last of this species, a Pyrenean ibex named Celia. Injuries from this accident led to her death, and the Pyrenean ibex joined countless other animals in extinction. See, that ibex is extinct. What is your point? I was getting into that if you just let me finish. Fine, go ahead. Thank you. Before the death of Celia the Puranian ibex, scientists froze some of her skin cells in liquid nitrogen. In 2003, some other scientists managed to implant those cells into the womb of a Spanish ibex goat hybrid. This led to a clone of Celia, a living, breathing clone of an extinct animal. Sadly, she only lived and breathed for about 10 minutes before she died of respiratory distress. Upon the death of the clone, the Puranian ibex became extinct once again. Fine, impressive, but like you said, that ibex went extinct. If we did this with other animals, it simply wouldn't work. They'd come in the world for 10 minutes, and then they'd go extinct again. It simply would not work. This was an experiment. It proved that it was possible to clone extinct animals. With time, it can be done better and more efficiently than the experiment. Technology progresses very fast. The Wright brothers' first flight at Kitty Hawk lasted only 12 seconds and they only went about 120 feet. But now, you can cross the ocean in a 747 and there are people in space. Fine, I'll give you that, but even if we can bring back extinct animals, where would we put them? Their ecosystems have lasted so long without them there. Introducing them back in their ecosystems would surely do more harm than good. Every single life form on this planet has a place in its ecosystem. This place is called a niche. Niches are like the cards in a house of cards, the house of cards being the ecosystem. If you remove a single niche from that ecosystem, the whole house of cards comes toppling down. Granted, it takes a little longer than an actual house of cards, but it still happens, and it's still bad. For example, the passenger pigeon, which used to number in the billions, played a critical role in the health of oak forests across the United States. Since its extinction by our hand, those forests have never been the same and they've never recovered. A fantastic example of the benefits of introducing species back into their ecosystem is what happened with wolves and Yellowstone National Park. That is a very cool topic, but it is a topic for a separate video, so we'll digress from that. Fine, you've made your point, but what would you say to someone who isn't you and actually disagrees with you? We may not agree on everything in the end, but that is okay. What we need to understand is that not everyone has the exact same opinion as us, and that is okay. I am sick and tired of seeing grown adults who are otherwise intelligent human beings act like children disagreeing over the simplest of topics. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. Goodbye.